India, a land of vibrant diversity. Nestled in the heart of South Asia, this country has captivated the world's imagination for centuries. From the snow-capped peaks of the Himalayas to the sun-kissed beaches of Goa, India is a country of infinite possibilities. But what truly makes life in India so enthralling is its people. With a population of over 1 billion people, India is a nation where Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, and countless others coexist. It's a place where a simple chaiwala, tea vendor, can share a street corner with a software engineer discussing the latest tech innovations. In today's video, let's take a dive into discovering life in India, one of the most interesting and diverse countries of the world, and see it from the perspective of someone born in India. Let's start with the birth of a baby in India. In preparing for birth, Indian women who live with their husbands generally seek counsel from their mothers-in-law. The advice of maternal figures is highly valued, and expectant mothers will follow the childbearing rituals passed down to them by their mother-in-law. Fertility is highly valued, and community members may begin to look negatively upon a woman if she is married for a year without any sign of pregnancy. The maternal figures of the family, especially the mothers-in-law, pass on customs regarding nutrition, hygiene, and daily activities during pregnancy. Frequently, cold foods such as fruit are avoided during pregnancy for fear of causing sickness or stillbirth. In some traditions, women may only drink hot tea and rice milk. After the placenta is delivered, the cord is cut and an herbal oil, face powder, or ash mixture is rubbed on the cut section. The placenta is buried near the home, or in some communities burned. 9 days after birth, a ceremony is conducted at the placental burial site to announce the name of the baby. At home births, the baby is sometimes not caught after being delivered and remains lying on the floor until the placenta is delivered. More than 80% of deliveries in India, especially in rural and tribal areas, are conducted by the traditional birth attendants, locally called days. In the absence of a formal healthcare system within reach in their times of need, people in general depend on these indigenous people for their deliveries. These older women generally have a high credibility and act as good change agents in the community. Throughout much of India, a baby's birth is celebrated with rites of welcome and blessing. Songs, drums, happy distribution of sweets, auspicious unguents, gifts for the infant and mother, preparation of horoscopes, and inscriptions in the genealogist's record books. Young baby girls are worshipped as personifications of Hindu goddesses, and baby boys are adulated as scions of the clan. Women receive a henna tattoo after birth, which is meant to prevent depression and sickness and promote bonding between mother and baby. A ceremony is conducted on the 9th day postpartum to announce the name of the baby at the placental burial site. Additionally, the Kwan Pujan ceremony is performed around the same time to signify the cleanliness of mother and baby. Many women mark their babies' faces with bindi and tie small threads around the baby's wrists, ankles, and neck to ward off evil spirits. On the 9th day postpartum, a ceremony to name the child is conducted at the site of the placental burial. On around the 10th day after birth, a priest is summoned for a naming ceremony. The name is often selected in accordance with the child's horoscope, with the priest blowing the name onto the child's ear and writing it onto unpolished rice. Some families still hold a small celebration when a child eats solid food for the time being. A bigger deal is made when children get his first haircut. A special barber is brought in for the task. Sanskrit verses are chanted as the hair is cut or shaved, and the first hair is offered to the gods as a kind of sacrifice. Indian names are based on a variety of systems and naming conventions, which vary from region to region. Surnames are placed as last names or before first names, which often denote village of origin, caste, clan, office of authority their ancestors held, or trades of their ancestors. The convention is to write the first name followed by middle name and surname. It is common to use the father's first name as the middle name or last name, even though it is not universal. In some Indian states like Maharashtra, official documents list the family name first, followed by a comma and then the given names. Traditionally, wives take the surname of their husband after marriage. In modern times, in urban areas at least, this practice is not universal, and some wives either suffix their husband's surname or do not alter their surnames at all. In some rural areas, particularly in North India, wives may also take a new first name after their nuptials. Children inherit their surnames from their father. In India, children are pampered a lot when they are babies. Usually, they are taken care of by their mothers, and in the absence of their mother, their grandmothers. Preschool is a type of education for children ages 3 to 6 years old. It is a crucial stage where children are being introduced to new concepts, learning how to socialize with others, and getting used to being separated from parents. Traditional games like Langdi, Koko, Pakdam Pakdai. While compulsory education begins from age 6, most Indian schools offer 2 to 4 years of preschool education to prepare children for entry to formal schooling at age 6. Children often begin working at an early age. Boys take care of animals and work in the fields. Girls collect water and grind and thresh grain and work around the house. Boys are raised permissively while girls are raised more strictly. Girls are often recruited to take care of younger siblings and cousins. There is an emphasis on education and clean living. Children are expected from a very early stage to be good at studies in order to have a successful career. In India, most parents are not computer savvy, and families do not have computers at home. Students will often use the internet while at internet cafes. Parents do not monitor much of the students' internet usage. Parents in India are in direct contact with their children's school and are kept aware of their academic progress. However, in small cities, parents take less interest in attending such meetings. In India, students are very dependent on their parents, especially boys who are doted upon. The student will likely ask for advice and direction from his or her host parents often, and may take that advice as their final decision. The life of a teenager, especially in Indian society, is tough as compared to Western societies, and the reason behind this is most of the Indian parents are not as supportive as their Western counterparts when it comes to discussing issues at schools and colleges. Teenagers in India often suffer from peer pressure, liberties in terms of clothing and stigmas which many girls face when going through their menstruation cycle. Adolescent and teen girls are often asked to wear clothes which aren't revealing and are asked to not enter religious places when on their periods. Most friends are made in school and around the neighborhood. Friendships are generally very casual, with no serious commitments. Many teenagers are more invested in family time and relationships. In India, people do not greet people whom they don't know. With the people whom they do greet, they tend to go into conversation mode with each meeting. When it comes to dating, parental involvement has decreased due to modernization. However, while parents already give permission to their children to meet and date anyone they like, arranged marriages still exist up to this day. This is called contemporary dating style. In some regions in India, dating is so uncommon that many couples prefer to keep their relationship secret. The levels of secrecy depend on how strict and conservative dating is in their local culture. In a region like Madhya Pradesh or Tamil, couples keep their dating relationship a total secret due to the fear of moral police. While in a more modern place such as Delhi, people tend to be more open about their dating relationship. Respect for elders and individuals with significant experience is deeply ingrained in the work culture of India. In Indian society, age is often associated with wisdom, knowledge, and valuable insights gained through years of professional experience. As a result, seniority holds considerable importance and is highly respected even at workplaces. Long working hours have been a prevalent aspect of certain industries and professions in India. The culture of extended work hours has traditionally been influenced by factors such as the pursuit of excellence, dedication to one's job, and the competitive nature of the professional landscape. In many sectors, it is not uncommon for employees in India to work beyond the standard 9-to-5 schedule. This can be attributed to various factors, including heavy workloads, demanding deadlines, client expectations, and the drive for career advancement. Business dress code mostly consists of smart, comfortable clothing. A lightweight suit is appropriate and ties are not compulsory except in traditional sectors such as banking or law. Women are advised to wear a trouser suit rather than a skirt. Keep in mind that India has a diverse and seasonal climate, so it is not always hot. Delhi and other parts of North India can be extremely cold in winter. Hotels and offices can also have very cold air conditioning, so it is well worth packing a sweater, or of course a pashmina. English is widely spoken in business and is one of India's official languages. Many Indians and business managers speak it fluently, though of course meaning can vary across cultures and countries. Indians may have a particular difficulty saying no, as it can convey an offensive message. Instead, they will prefer making statements such as, "We'll see," "Yes, but it may be difficult," or "I will try," when they likely mean no. Arranged marriages are common throughout India, though expectations and practices of marital arrangements vary depending on the region and religion. Marriages are typically arranged through a matchmaker, the couple's parents, or some other trusted third party. However, over some decades, love marriages have started becoming more and more pronounced in the country. Many religions coexist in India, each having its own rituals for the wedding ceremony. In Hinduism, while there are many weddings or viva-related rituals, generally all weddings include kanyadan, panigrahana, and satapadi. These are respectively gifting away of daughter by the father, voluntarily holding hand near the fire to signify impending union, and taking 7 steps before fire, with each step including a set of mutual vows. After the 7th step and vows of saptapadi, the couple is legally husband and wife. Indian Muslims celebrate a traditional Islamic wedding with rituals including nikah, payment of financial dower called mahr by the groom to the bride, signing of marriage contract, and a reception. Indian Christian weddings follow traditional Christian marriage customs. Among Protestants in India, the betrothal rite celebrates the engagement of a couple, with prayers being offered for a couple and engagement rings being blessed by a pastor. A day before the wedding, the Haldi Uptan Mayun ceremony, as it is known in northern India, or the Rache ceremony, as it is known in the Goa area of India, is held, in which haldi or turmeric paste is applied on North Indian Christians and coconut paste is applied on South Indian Christians. After some time, Indian Christians are married in a church wedding. Indian Sikh marriages are through a ceremony called Anand Karaj. The couple walk around the holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib, 4 times, and then do an ardas, a traditional Sikh prayer. The beauty about Indian culture lies in its age-long prevailing tradition of the joint family system. A major factor that keeps all members, big and small, united in love and peace in a joint family system in India is the importance attached to protocol. In many parts of India, it is common to find 3 or 4 generations living together. The father, or eldest son if the father is not present, is usually the patriarch, while his wife may supervise any daughters or daughters-in-law that have moved into the household. This feature is very unique to Indian families and very special. Manners like respecting elders, touching their feet as a sign of respect, speaking in a dignified manner, taking elders' advice prior to taking important decisions, etc., is something that Indian parents take care to inculcate in their kids from the very beginning. The reason why Indians are proving to emerge as a prosperous lot globally, many researchers claim, is because of the significance they attach to the joint family system. Extended families tend to take advice from the elderly, hold them in reverence, and observe a clear hierarchy among family members. In more urban areas, people will usually live in smaller nuclear families, yet maintain strong ties to their extended family. In rural and more conservative areas in India, the inequality between the status of men and women is quite pronounced in India. There are varying customs surrounding a practice known as parda that calls for the seclusion of women in certain situations. It is practiced mostly in northern India and among conservative Hindu or Muslim families. Married Hindu women in particular parts of rural northern India may wear a gungat, a specific kind of veil or headscarf, in the presence of older male relatives on their husband's side. Now, let's talk about life for the elderly in India. As per the Indian law, a senior citizen means any person being a citizen of India who has attained the age of 60 years or above. Respect for elders is a major component in Indian culture in most states and cities. An individual takes blessings from his elders by touching their feet. Offering help is another striking feature in Indian culture. Traditionally, Hindus believe in disposing of a person's body through cremation. However, the body will stay in the home until the cremation occurs. Most Hindu funerals have 3 parts: a funeral in the family's home immediately upon death, a cremation ceremony, Mukh Agni at the cremation site, a tribute ceremony, Shadnahanjali, in which flowers are offered to the person and prayers are made to help the soul of the deceased enter the next world. Reincarnation is a central tenet of Hinduism. Essentially, it means that upon a person's death, his or her soul passes into another body. The concept of reincarnation provides the foundation for traditional Hindu funeral services. The actual funeral takes place in the home immediately upon death. Once the body has been moved from the home, the Mukh Agni ceremony will happen at the cremation site. Most crematories allow for ceremonies to occur on site. Additionally, many crematories let family members view the cremation itself. The Shraddha ceremony typically takes place around 10 days after the death occurs. It often lasts for an extended period of time and includes feasts as well as gift exchanges. In a Sikh death ceremony, cremation is usually preferred. Burial is also accepted, but there will be no headstone or monument allowed. Funerals typically take place at a gurdwara, Sikh temple. In a Muslim death ceremony, the body is washed and covered with a sheet by family members. The hands are placed as if in prayer. Then the body is transported to the location of the funeral, a mosque. After prayers, the body is taken to the burial site in a silent procession. In a traditional Christian death ceremony, a funeral service is tailored to the person who has died. The service is usually carried out at a church, crematorium, or cemetery, and will include prayers, a sermon, readings, hymns, and sometimes music or poems. Finally, during the burial, the friends and family are given the chance to say their final goodbyes. Some mourners will sprinkle a small amount of dirt on the casket. And that's a wrap. Let us know which country you'd want us to cover next. Don't forget to like and subscribe.